All right, when I teach this class in the regular semester without this online learning, I would give my students a formula sheet. So you obviously would have that same advantage, even though we're not in the classroom. Now, the formula sheet, you will see it's been uploaded in MLP under document sharing. It looks just like this document here that you're looking at. So it's got the formulas for all of chapter 9 on the first page, and then it's going to have formulas for chapter 11 on the second page. Right now, we're just going to be focusing on chapter 9, obviously. So the formulas given for the parabola are the 4 different scenarios where the parabola opens to the right, left, up, and down. And so we are going to utilize those as we're going through these questions. So keep that handy, download it if you want to, and keep that open on your computers while you're going through this video. So the information we are provided for this first example is that the focus of my parabola is at 0, 2, and the vertex is 0, 0. I want to eventually find the equation of my parabola and then graph it. I'm actually going to begin with the graph. I'm going to graph what I know so far. And what I know is that the vertex is at the origin and my focus point is at 0, 2. All right, I'm going to put a little X here or some kind of notation so that I understand that I've got something going on there, but I don't want to go through that point. That's your focus point. Right off the bat, you can see that the distance from the vertex to the focus is 2 units. Now that's the value that A needs to be. Make a note of that. Once again, we know that the focus is inside the parabola, don't we? The focus is inside the parabola. That tells you right now the way the parabola opens, it's going to open upward. So sketch that little parabola so that it opens up, something like that. Once you know that it opens upward, you are going to figure out which general formula makes sense. So go to your formula sheet, find the formula for the parabola that opens up. You will see that it should say x minus h squared equals positive 4a times the quantity y minus k. That is the general formula for the parabola that opens up. It's the third one down. Okay, so the variable y goes with k, y and k go together, and x goes with h. So when you're writing your groupings of your x, y, h, k, make sure that you put the h with the x and the y with the k. They go together. Okay, so now we know that the vertex is at the origin, right? Well, that's your hk. That's your h and your k. All right, and we just determined that the focus is 2 units above the vertex. That makes a equal to 2. Put it all together, you get x squared equals 4 times 2 times y. Or how about x squared equals 8y? That's the general formula for this parabola. And we already have the graph. Number 28, the vertex is at the origin. The axis of symmetry is the x-axis. And somewhere on this graph is the point 2, 3. Well, let's see if we can draw a picture. So vertex right there at the origin. 2, 3. 1, 2, up 3. Graph goes through this point somewhere. Somehow. How is it going to make that happen? Once again, you know the axis of symmetry is the x-axis. So a parabola is always symmetric about this line that cuts through the vertex, right? So in this case, the axis of symmetry, that line that cuts through the vertex, is your x-axis. All right, so now I'm going to try to sketch this so that I hit that point up there, and I got to be symmetric, so it goes down like that. This is a parabola that opens to the right. Go to your formula sheet and write down the formula that makes sense for a parabola that opens to the right. This time the y needs to be squared, and it's equal to 4a times the quantity x minus h. The vertex 0, 0, that's your hk. So what do we have so far? Y minus 0 squared equals 4a times x minus h, which is 0. So let's just write that as y squared equals 4a times x. I don't know a. I have to find a. Otherwise, it's not complete. Now, I haven't utilized the idea that I passed through the point 2, 3. 2, 3 is an xy ordered pair. What happens if I put 2 in for x and 3 in for y into this equation? Then I'll be left with the variable a, and I can solve for a. So put 3 in for the y, 3 squared, equals 4 times a times x, now I know to be 2. 2 and 3 go together. So that says 9 equals 8a, or a equals 9/8. And now I can write the equation of my parabola to say y squared equals 4 times 9/8 times x, or how about just, what would that be? 9/2. Y squared equals 9/2 x. The next example shows you the vertex is at 4, -2, and the focus is at 6, -2. I like to start with a sketch. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2. Plot the point 4, -2. That's my vertex. Locate the point 6, -2. Put some sort of indication there. Maybe, you know what, put a little letter F if you want to on that little spot, just to indicate that that's where my focus goes. Might make more sense for you if you do that. Don't forget that your parabola crosses or opens. Let me just stop there. The parabola opens around the focus point. Okay, so your focus point is inside this parabola. Don't know what it looks like exactly, but it's something like that. Opens to the right. It opens to the right. So write down your equation of a parabola that opens to the right. All right. Do we know the vertex? Yes, we do. We know the vertex, HK. Do we know the value of A? A is the distance from the vertex to the focus point. Yes, we do. We know that A is equal to 2 units. So I'm going to put it together here into my equation. Y minus, what is K? K is -2. All of that is squared, equals 4 times A is 2, times x minus h is 4. How about y plus 2 squared equals 8 times x minus 4. That was supposed to be a 4. Didn't really happen the way it was supposed to. X minus 4. And now you're done. You don't have to change the format. Don't expand it. Don't do anything to it. Leave it just like that.